Well, what I do realize is that as of right now, no other Chicago Sky game have been moved to the United Center, except for one, Indiana Fever.
Angel Reese is fuming once again, this time over how her team, the Chicago Sky, has treated her. She feels they threw her under the bus and completely ignored her. Speaking to reporters, she questioned why only Caitlin Clark's games are being moved to the United Center. Why doesn't my team get the same star treatment? She asked, clearly frustrated. But the reality is simple. Whether Angel likes it or not, people are showing up in droves for Caitlin, not her. And that's a truth that stings harder than a blocked layup.
Speaking of the United Center, they'll also play host to a pair of WNBA games for the first time this season. Sky announcing their matchups, hosting the Indiana Fever, who moved from Wintrust to the UC, has about double the capacity, so more tickets available to watch Caitlin Clark.
When a rookie enters a league and immediately shatters attendance records, forcing teams to scramble for bigger arenas just to accommodate the crowds. That's not hype, that's business. Caitlin Clark didn't just fill Gamebridge Fieldhouse last season. She blew the doors off, drawing nearly 341,000 fans, an all-time franchise record. Meanwhile, the Chicago Sky, even with Angel Reese, didn't come close to those numbers. Yet somehow, Reese believes they are generating the same level of buzz. Bless her heart.
So what looks like the Chicago Sky have finally done what we've been asking for, which was to schedule the games against the Fever at the United Center. And also, in case you weren't already aware, the United Center is the biggest basketball arena in the country. Both home games against the Fever have been scheduled at the United Center.
Let's discuss the United Center situation. The Chicago Sky made headlines by announcing that they are moving only 2 games of the 2025 season to the massive 21,000-seat arena, and both games are against the Indiana Fever. This isn't a random scheduling decision. It's a front office making it crystal clear who the real attraction is.
When Caitlin come into town, man, all these teams are going to cash in on it. It's just the nature of the business at this point. One fan saying, let's go Fever, taking over the United Center. I can't wait. The Angel Reese effect, they know better than to leave free money on the table when the face card comes to town. Yeah, man, because we remember last time Caitlin Clark was there, bro, the arena erupted.
The Sky played all of the 2024 season at Wintrust Arena, which has a maximum capacity of just over 10,000 seats. This includes every home game that Angel Reese played. They never felt the need to move venues, even when Reese was supposed to be lighting up the league with her dominance in rebounding and stardom on TikTok. However, now that Caitlin Clark is coming to town, the capacity has suddenly doubled.
It seems the Chicago Sky have had to move 2 of their home games to a larger facility, a larger basketball facility. I'm sure, no doubt, this is the Angel Reese effect. I've got no doubts, no qualms. There's nothing. She even told me herself right here that it's not just one other player, it's because of her too.
Sky President Adam Fox tried to polish it up by saying this move was about rewarding fans' passion. Sounds cute, but if it were truly about Sky fans, you'd think they'd upgrade for more than just 2 games of truth, as it's not about rewarding anyone, it's about packing the house when Caitlin Clark steps onto the court.
One of the hottest tickets in the WNBA, Caitlin Clark coming back to the city that she owns, coming back to Chicago. After Chicago gave her such a warm welcome last year, they threw Barbie night for Caitlin Clark's arrival. They gave her pink towels. The fans were lined up on the side. She was signing autographs. How is Chicago going to welcome Caitlin Clark this next year around? How are they going to top Barbie night in a 9,000-seat arena? Well, easy. We moved Barbie night to a 21,000-seat arena.
And let's not pretend this is anything other than a smart financial move. The United Center isn't just bigger, it's more profitable. Demand is there, but only when Clark is in the building. That's not favoritism, that's capitalism. Caitlin Clark is putting butts in seats. Angel Reese, meanwhile, is still wondering why her average stat line isn't filling arenas. A league has spoken, and the numbers don't lie.
This is emotion. that the Indiana Fever / Caitlin Clark has.
It's not just the Chicago Sky making bold venue decisions. Take a look around the WNBA and you'll start to notice a very familiar trend. The Washington Mystics, Las Vegas Aces, Atlanta Dream, Dallas Wings, and Connecticut Sun have all made the same calculated move, shifting their matchups against the Indiana Fever to bigger arenas. And if you're wondering whether this is just some scheduling coincidence, it's not. This isn't about random dates or team rivalries. It's about one player, one name, Caitlin Clark.
Caitlin Clark and Fever games getting moved to bigger venues on the road is normal at this point in time. We see it happen quite often whenever that Fever show comes to town. But in this case, it is interesting considering the opponent and considering the venue.
And the response on social media. Let's just say that fans aren't exactly subtle about what this really means. People are starting to notice that Angel Reese's matchups don't spark the same level of excitement, and not a single one of her games has prompted a venue upgrade. This has fans wondering if Angel is truly just as popular as she keeps telling us why she isn't getting the same star treatment.
My goodness. American team versus the team who has the person who is the scourge of society. Oh, God. Oh, man. Quote, they watch for me, too. Barbie night? Which one is Barbie night? You got to think one of the two is going to be Barbie night, right? Look at this. Laughing my ass off. Caitlin is really giving every single team a fundraising game. I am weak. My GOAT is simply different.
The irony in all this is almost too much all season long. Angel Reese went out of her way to position herself as Caitlin Clark's equal in both popularity and impact. She pushed the narrative that she was just as responsible for WNBA's newfound attention. She even said people were tuning in for her, not just Caitlin. But clearly someone forgot to tell the ticketing department, because when it comes time to pack the house, all roads lead to Clark.
We'll be moving to the United States. So that's significant in the sense of it will be the first games ever played by WNBA teams in the United States. Games on Saturday, June 7th and Sunday, July 27th. One had a date change. But they will be moving to the largest capacity arena in the NBA. More than double, I believe, with the Sky's typical home arena is able to hold. And, of course, this is a duh for so many reasons.
And now it's getting downright awkward, because when the Sky announced their plans to host a Fever at the United Center not once but twice, you'd think they were promoting the championship. But no, they're just doing what the numbers demand. And that's where the real problem lies for Rhea. If she truly had the same pool, wouldn't the Sky have moved at least one game for her? Wouldn't her own team be using her name to fill more seats?
Yeah, the reason why we watch women's basketball is not just because of one person, it's because of me too, and I want y'all to realize that.
Angel keeps trying to write the story of her being a co-star in the league's rise, but the receipts are telling another tale while she's busy hyping herself up in interviews and viral TikToks. The rest of the WNBA is quietly following the only name that consistently delivers results, and that's Caitlin Clark.
They will say this is because of Angel Reese. They can't say this because of Angel Reese, because for the simple fact, a lot of their games would have moved to bigger arenas if that was the case. They can't not say this. I know people want it, and I know people be mad about this, bro. Y'all shouldn't be mad about this, bro. This is just the reality of the situation. You're not a hater. You're not none of that if you say Angel's not as big as Caitlin, because she's not, guys. That's the reality of it all, bro.
Let's put it in simple numbers, because the scoreboard doesn't lie. If Reese were getting the same level of attention as Clark, her games would be blowing up the box office. They would be scrambling to get every Sky home game into the United Center, which would sell out in hours. But that's not happening. The arena stays the same, and the crowd sizes stay about average.
Folks, last year, the Indiana Fever were in Chicago, and a lot of us were asking, why aren't they putting this in the big arena? Are they really that stubborn that they're ready to just turn away dollars just for a narrative? Seems as if they got their end of their year report, looked at the bottom line and said, you know what? Slam shut. In 2025, we're going to be in the United Center.
Compare that to the Fever's home crowd stats, and it's game over. In 2024, Indiana didn't just break a record, they obliterated it, crushing the WNBA's previous single-season record by jaw-dropping 36%. That old record had been standing strong since 2001 long. Before Angel was even thinking about nil deals or pro contracts, Caitlin didn't just move a needle, she broke the entire gauge.